Hey guys, it's Gia here back with another video, and today we are talking about anime, and not One Piece. Not just One Piece. We will be talking about One Piece, but not specifically just One Piece. Let's get right into it. I get asked on the daily what my top 10 anime series are, and I can't put it into a list. I've said time and time again, I simply cannot because I am always changing my mind. Every time I put out a list, I regret it because I'm always embarrassed about it like 3 months down the line. So I'm not making an anime list, but I found this little chart on TikTok and I thought it would be a great way to tell you guys some of my favorite series and why. I'll put the chart on the screen right now. We're gonna go through almost all of them. I switched up some of them, but I figured this was a great way to let you guys know my anime taste and what I recommend to you. We're gonna start off with a big one. Favorite of all time. Let you guys put your guesses in now. 3, 2, 1. One Piece. Who's surprised? I think it goes without saying, everyone knew I was gonna say One Piece. There's just way too much to love about this series. It quite literally, as I've said, changed my life. I can't express to you guys how much happiness this series has brought me, and I don't know where I would be without it because it's done so much for me. 10 out of 10. Favorite of all time. Next we have favorite art style. I love art and I just love the art of animation, so art style is a really big deal for me. When I thought about it, I tried to narrow it down. I didn't want to say One Piece, but One Piece is up there. So ultimately I had to go with Nana. I think the character design in Nana is so sick. Every single character has a different style and they just look so cool. Everything in Nana is just so cool. There's no better way to describe it. So for my favorite art style, I had to go with Nana. I'll watch it someday. If you have me as a friend on MAL, then you know my plan to watch is a million miles long. I have so many series I have been dying to watch, but you only can watch so much in little time. So I'm getting through that list slowly but surely. But my go-to one that I will someday watch, I promise. I'll watch it one day. I don't know when, I don't know if it's a week from now, a year from now, but someday I will watch Bleach. I promise you guys, everyone asked me to, someday I will watch it, I swear. Best fighting scenes. Again, I refrained from saying One Piece, so I narrowed it down to 2. The first one being One Punch Man. I love One Punch Man as a series altogether. I think it's incredible, but specifically the fight scenes stick out to me. I think they're so funny and entertaining at the same time. I could watch it over and over again. The first fight with Saitama and Genos, just anything with Saitama. He's so OP, so sick, he's so cool. I just love watching him fight. But of course, I also had to include Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan probably has some of the most memorable fights out of all of anime for me. I can't express to you guys how many times I've watched Levi versus the Beast Titan, first time and second time, and the scene when Levi is running from Kenny, I'll never forget it. A series you like, but everyone else hates. Now, everyone else might not hate on this series, but I do see a lot of hate around it, and that is Tokyo Revengers. Some of you guys know I am a huge fan of Tokyo Revengers. I love it. It was the first manga I've ever read, and it holds a very special place in my heart because it was the first series I've absolutely loved. I understand where people are coming from who watch the anime. The anime studio is not doing a very good job adapting it, so if you are a Tokyo Revengers hater and haven't read the manga, I definitely recommend reading it because it's so much better than the anime. Underrated anime. There were a lot of series that I wanted to put down for this, but I narrowed it down to 2, and if you haven't watched these, 10 out of 10 recommend. Get those on your watch list immediately. The first being Inuyashiki. I recently watched this series and was immediately blown away. It's only 11 episodes and it's captivating from the jump. It's really hard to draw me into a series right off the bat, but this one grabbed me and I finished it all in one night. I stayed up till 5 a.m. watching this and I don't regret it for a second. The main character gives Light Yagami vibes, but somehow even more sinister and twisted. It's so good. And the next underrated series I recommend is 86. I think 86 is the closest series to perfection that you can possibly get. Because nothing is perfect, but 86 is really, really close. I've never cried harder in anything, any series, TV series, anime series, in anything, than I did at the end of 86. From the story, to the character design, to the character traits and personalities, everything is just done so incredibly well. If you haven't watched this one, this is my top go-to, one of my favorite series of all time. An overrated anime series. I might get some hate for this one, so I apologize in advance, but I really, truly do not understand the hype around Classroom of the Elite. I've said this various times, but I just don't understand how people swear by it. I watched all the way through half of season 2, and it got to the point where I couldn't even watch an episode without falling asleep. It felt like a chore, and I did not want to continue anymore. So I ultimately dropped that series. I just don't get it. I think it's so overrated. I'm sorry if you like it, but it's not for me. Bad Day Cure anime. Whenever I'm having a bad day, I tend to lean towards animes that are even more sad and depressing. I don't know why. If I do want to be happy and improve my mood, I just go for any random little romance series that I can find and binge it. Favorite character of all time. While it's hard to pick just one character, one stands higher than all of the rest, and that is Monkey D. Luffy. I think all around, he is by far the best main character in all of anime. There's nothing that you can't love about him. He never fails to put a smile on my face. I love him with every bit of my heart, and he is by far my favorite character of all time. Biggest letdown. I've dropped a lot of anime series, but I think one that stands out is Wonder Egg Priority. When I first started this one, I had high hopes for it as it had an incredible concept. The art style was stunning. All of the characters were very interesting, so I was excited to see where the series was going. But by the last couple episodes, it completely fell off for me. Anything that was built up, it just went right down. And I was really disappointed by it. Definitely wouldn't recommend checking this one out. Best 90s anime. There's such a charm that 90s anime has that today anime doesn't. And I can't get enough of it. I narrowed it down to 2 different ones, and that being Evangelion and Cowboy Bebop. Evangelion goes without saying. It's a masterpiece in my eyes. Even though I just recently watched it, the characters have such a hold on me as well as the story, and I can't get it out of my mind. It's so, so good. I absolutely love Spike, and the atmosphere couldn't be better. As a huge Star Wars fan, seeing anime in space, it doesn't get better than that. Best music. This was another really difficult one because a lot of animes have some incredible music. I had to again include Eva as it has some of the best music in anime. I can't get Cruel Angel's Thesis out of my head, and the song that plays at the end of 4.0, every time I hear it, tears. And also Samurai Champloo. Tying hip-hop in with samurais in anime is top tier. Who knew that we would need that combination, and who knew it would work so well, but it did, and it was great. Best depressing anime. I watch a ton of heartbreaking animes as it's my favorite. I don't know why, but watching a really sad anime that makes you question everything for 3 days straight afterwards is my favorite. That might be an issue, but when I went to narrow it down, I had to go with Banana Fish. In only 24 episodes, Banana Fish accomplished breaking my heart in a million different ways. I still feel the pain when I think about this series. I don't think I'll ever get over what happened, and I'm fine with that because it was so beautiful. Best anime original. I didn't want to say Evangelion again, but it's probably the best one. So I wanted to include something different, and I went with Kotaro Lives Alone. This is a fairly new anime that came out over the past few years, and it's about a little boy, Kotaro, who lives alone in an apartment building. He meets his neighbors and they live their life together. This anime is so heartwarming and heartbreaking at the same time. I was crying tears of happiness and tears of sadness all in one episode. It just tugs at your heart in so many different ways. I 10 out of 10 recommend this one. Biggest personal impact. I'm gonna repeat myself again here when it comes to biggest personal impacts because of course, I'm going to go with One Piece. I wouldn't be the person I am today without One Piece, and it sounds dramatic, but it's completely true. It truly changed my life and helped me in so many ways I can't even count. This world, these characters, this story, it's everything to me. So to say it had a little bit of an impact on my life would not be an exaggeration. And another series I wanted to include here is also Nana. Nana inspired me in a million different ways, the main one being just be yourself. It helped me to figure out things about myself, and I could relate to the characters more than in any other series, and I owe so much to that. Nana will always hold a very special place in my heart. Anime of the season. I made a video recently on the spring 2023 anime series, and I talked about what I would be watching, what I wouldn't be watching. Surprisingly, I did not include this one. My go-to pick for top anime of spring 2023 has to be Oshi no Ko. I went into this series completely blind, which I recommend doing, and it blew me away. I know I said Hell's Paradise could be anime of the year, but 100% it's going to Oshi no Ko. I don't remember the last time I was this invested into a new anime series. I cannot get enough, and I look forward to it every single week. Alright guys, those are all of my favorite animes. I obviously love a lot more series, and if you want to check out what I'm loving, what I'm watching, what I didn't like, you can add me on MAL and you can see all of my entries as I update it basically every day. As always, make sure to do all of that YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, comment. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you here next week. I love you. Bye.